What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video, and I know you're looking at the screen and things are looking a little bit different because as you guys read in the title and the thumbnail and everything, yes, we decided to rewind the clock a little bit and take it back, I think, 7 years now, to Madden 25. And if you don't know, the reason it's called Madden 25 is because this Madden was the 25th Madden that ever came out, and they decided, you know what, let's be original. Instead of naming it Madden 14, we'll name it Madden 25. So, I mean, it raised a lot of questions for what they're going to do in 2024 when they have to release the actual Madden 25, but whatever. But anyway, in this one, we're just going to be going through a real quick connected franchise. But before we do, I want to take a look at this. Do you guys remember this? The take control of a legend? Look at all these players: George Blanda, Isaac Bruce, Jack Ham, Jerry Rice, Mean Joe Green, Joe Montana, John Elway, John Mackey, John Randall, Kurt, just so many players. I'm just going to scroll through their entire lineup. They had so many legends that you could just take control of, start. I don't know when they had you start with them. I don't know if it was like the youngest they have. But if you guys want me to make another video on Madden 25 doing this exact thing, I think it'd be really cool to have a Sean Taylor, like, real quick career mode. And as you guys see, they have Will the Fridge Perry twice, once as a running back and once as his actual defensive position, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those are all the legends as far as players go, but that's not even where it ends, because they have legend coaches, they have legend owners, like, they had everything in this game, which is kind of depressing that they took so many steps back. But many people have made videos about how ass Madden is in its current state and how many steps backwards they've taken. So we won't get into that right now. We're just going to go ahead and take control of the Panthers because they are my favorite team. And I was thinking, like, maybe should I go with the Seahawks, because the year this came out was the year that the Seahawks actually ended up winning their first Super Bowl with Pete and a 25-year-old or 24-year-old Russell Wilson. So I thought about it. I'm like, no, ignore that. I'm just going to go with the Panthers because this year, I think it's 2014. Yep, the year of 2014. During that 2014 playoffs, the Panthers were actually the number 2 seed in the NFC anyway. So, I mean, it should have worked. You guys see Chad Masters, because obviously Bill Belichick does not want his rights in any Madden game. There's Mike Shanahan, Pete Carroll. Obviously, I already talked about that. But no, we're just going to go ahead and scroll down. And there he is, Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron. And let's go ahead and jump into this one. Alright, so here you guys can see Start Offline League. This is one of the biggest things, man. The news tab was so cool. It was done so much better. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the season. Before we do, we're in week 1 against the Seahawks. Before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the rosters. The one bad thing is that you can't look at the roster for like the entire NFL, so you can search by the highest overall. But we can go team by team and just look at some of the top players for each team. So like for the Panthers, obviously 24-year-old Cam Newton, 96 overall, man. Missed those days. And then a really, really young Luke Kuechly, only an 87 at this point, and he would go on to join the 99 club in years later. But you see a whole bunch of old faces on this team. Not a lot of them are still here. And if we try and scroll all the way to the top, this is where I was trying to find the NFL tab, if I could look at everything. But that is unfortunately not an option, so we'll have to go like this. Adrian Peterson, 99 overall. For the Bears, Charles Tillman. Then for the Bengals, Geno Atkins. Yeah, really not a great team. And then Jarius Byrd, bro. That's a throwback. Champ Bailey. Joe Thomas, obviously, 99. Darrell Revis Island. Oh, God. Pete was a 95 and only 23 years old. I swear, in older Maddens, they used to rate the hell out of players, like, way more. Now, if you see a 95 overall 23-year-old, that's ridiculous. But here, I guess, any good player really just got a really juiced rating. And it's not that way anymore. But for the Colts, Pat McAfee, that's just beautiful. You love to see that. The highest overall player on his team with a 95. It's Pat McAfee. Jason Witten, he was still, dude was old here, and he's still in the league. That's ridiculous. For the Dolphins, Brandon Fields, their kicker. LaShawn McCoy on the Eagles. Tony Gonzalez, old man Tony Gonzalez. For the Niners, this was a great team. This is the year after they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Ravens. But yeah, for the Jets, Antonio Cromartie. Calvin Johnson, absolute monster. Sucks that he had to retire so early. A-Rod, we got, and then Cam. So we're all the way back, but let's keep on going. Vince Wilfork. I was just curious what overall is Tom. And damn, it's crazy to see. 36, man. 36. Even in the current Madden. You see anybody who's 36 in the current Madden? You're like, this dude is washed as hell. And this was 7 years ago, and Tom is still kicking. Damn. Rams, Jake Long is their highest overall player at 91, so not doing too well. And, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and skip past that. But Justin Tucker's there. Joe Flacco, the most elite quarterback in the NFL. Quote me on that. Joe Flacco is definitely elite. Redskins, we got London Fletcher and RG3. Oh, man, this was just right after his injury. That's tough. Thomas Morstead, another punter who is the highest overall on his team. And then this is the roster that would eventually go on to win the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson down there. Yeah, 24 right now, 90 overall, 97 overall, Richard Sherman, excuse me. And then for the Texans, Arian Foster. Chris Johnson was still in the league for the Titans. Wow. And then Adrian Peterson. So yeah, that is a pretty good look at all the rosters. I know probably missed some good players who were just a little bit farther down their team in overall. But that's okay. Don't worry about that too much. Let's take a look at the news stories so far. Look at the fact, man. Each news story had an in-game picture. That's insane. That we went backwards so far. Like, look at these graphics. Like, I know the graphics are terrible, but like, ah, man, it just sucks. It just sucks that we don't get to see any of this now. That's tough. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on now. Alright, so we simulated to the mid-season mark, and yeah, this team is not a 2-seed team by a long shot. But that's whatever. We don't really care. There's going to be very, very little gameplay in this video because I struggle with it a lot. But I'm telling you guys, if you want to see more of this, if you really want to see in-depth gameplay or just like more than the 5 or 6 plays that I'm going to show you, then I don't know, like this video, comment, do whatever, and I'll put out another one. But this is something that I was actually curious about because I used to play Madden 25 a lot. In fact, Madden 25 was the first Madden to come out on the PS4, and I didn't buy a Madden after that for a while. So anytime I got the urge to play a football game, I'd have to just pop in the good old Madden 25 disc and boot this game up, which meant that I ended up playing a lot and a lot and a lot of connected franchise on this game. And the scouting was always something that caught my eye. It's pretty interesting. You can scout their overall. Scouting points work a little bit differently, but you could scout their overall. You could scout every single attribute that you wanted if you were just specifically like, yo, let me go find myself a speed team. And you could just scout for speed and nothing else, or just scout for overall, scout for intangibles, just stuff like that. It's insane. Look, like overall, boom. Now we know that Alvaro Grasu is an 81 overall, and also they have real life pictures for each and every single player. Now I don't know who those people are in real life. Please forgive me, but I know for a fact that that wasn't the real draft class of 2014. So I don't know. But anyway, moving on. We're just gonna take a look at some of the stats in passing. And if we scroll all the way pretty far down, oh, there was Kaepernick who just went by. But if we scroll down quite a bit, you're going to see Cam Newton through 8 games, or maybe 9 actually. I forget, it was 8 or 9. Dude has thrown for 4 touchdowns and 4 picks. That is just absolutely disgusting. As far as rushing goes, there's Jamal Charles. I think he's a 99 overall in this game. LaShawn McCoy, Alfred Morris, Doug Martin. There he is again. And yeah, just a bunch of other guys. Daryl Richardson, Frank Gore. Oh man, Frank Gore, the GOAT. And yeah, for receiving, obviously not going to be any Panthers on here because of how few touchdowns we've thrown with Cam Newton. I mean, not we, the CPU, but you know what I mean. But for yards, Calvin Johnson just doing Calvin Johnson things. 1,000 yards at the midseason mark. Are you serious? Dude, this man is just a monster. There's a young Antonio Brown. You'll love to see that. 636 yards. Larry Fitzgerald obviously still doing GOAT things. And yeah, if we just keep on scrolling down, some familiar names on some old teams. There goes Steve Smith, our leading receiver with 493 yards. Blocking, no one really cares. Defense, I'm curious to see the interception numbers. So there's Darius Slay, a rookie this year, so that's cool. That's pretty cool. He ties for the league leading numbers with 4. D. Patrick Willis, surprising to see 2 middle linebackers so far. Actually make that 3 middle linebackers that we scroll down, all with 3 interceptions. That is very, very interesting. But if we keep on scrolling down, we can see DJ Moore, the Panthers player, not to be confused with DJ Moore, the Panthers player. But yeah, he was cornerback, didn't stay on the team very much longer after that. But before we hop into the only gameplay, let's take a look at the stories. Look at this. NC State's Bo Scott for his touchdowns to slam dunks declares for NFL draft. So basically, what Anthony Edwards would do if he was given the choice, so that you'd love to see that. But yeah, with all that out of the way, I'm gonna actually go ahead and hop into some gameplay, and we're gonna take a look at the Super Bowl. This was for next year's Super Bowl. I simmed ahead in the connected franchise because the Panthers were just complete dog shit in the sim. But yeah, it's actually the Niners versus the Broncos, and in this one, the Broncos go 16-0. But there's not going to be a lot of gameplay, but the one thing I do want you to pay attention to is the presentation, both pre-game and post-game. It's just so much better than what we have now, and especially the pre-game thing, I'm pretty sure is unique to Madden 25, but it was just so good. But yeah, all out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into it.
Mile High City, the standards are just as high. It's Elway leading the drive. And going back to back with Sharp and Shanahan. In Denver, they still win for John. These are the Broncos. In San Francisco, gold is more than a color. It's a standard. It's the brilliant chemistry of Walsh and Montana. To Steve Young ripping the monkey off his back. To chase Jerry up that hill. These are the 49ers.
Man, did you guys see that? That was so good. But I mean, I wasn't lying when I said I was going to keep the gameplay short, because I'm not going to lie, I got my ass kicked. Like, look at this. They just scored the first touchdown. Alright, light work for them. Now it's 7-0. Here we got Kaepernick. Gonna go ahead, pass on the slant. Tell me how that gets picked off. Like, I genuinely have zero clue, but I guess that works. So it gets picked off right there. And then now they're just going to go ahead and punch it in. A little left side pitch to Mendenhall. We tried to dive. It didn't work. So there it is. We're already down 14-0. Then to end the half, he just takes his field goal. I say he, bro, I'm playing CPU. All Madden 25 is no joke. And then here on 1st and 10, I'm passing. I thought I had him. Von Miller makes that play. You've got to be kidding me, bro. Tell me how Von Miller, of all people, makes that play and then has the burners, outruns my running back for that long. This is just... bro, we were meant to lose this game. And then here, Demaryius Thomas absolutely burns the corner, and we go down massive. But we weren't shut out completely. I know Madden 25 is difficult for me, but I'm still going to go ahead and put my points up. Like, look at this. Look at this. Patton is left wide open over the top, and he's going to walk in untouched for the touchdown. So there we go. But that's pretty much how it ended. Nothing really. And now let's go ahead and take a look at that post game.
Trophy heading back to Denver. Phil, you're one of the few people on the planet who knows what it feels like right now to win the Super Bowl.
I can't describe that feeling. All I can tell you is that it is awesome, so enjoy the moment. Seen this so many times with this quarterback, Jim. The play in today's game is just another nice throw by the QB. He has a beautiful throw in motion. If guys get open, he puts it right on the money.
There they are, holding the Lombardi Trophy triumphantly. What a season it's been for them, and no better way to top it off than with a Super Bowl victory. Truly a special moment. For Phil Simms and all the crew, I'm Jim Nance. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap-up show, and we'll see you next year here on EA Sports.
Alright, so that is it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. And obviously, as I said, if you guys want to see more of this, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's it, and peace out.